Hi there, it's Lisa here on our Pentecost Sunday readings, and our first reading is from the Acts of the Apostles. So all three cycles use this same reading from the Acts of the Apostles. And why? Because it is the description of Pentecost. Now, this description has words like suddenly, strong, driving wind, appeared. So these are pretty exciting words, and it would be really important that you would tell this story as if you were telling the story about something that happened outside your window. Like you wouldn't believe it. Like suddenly there was, and so let the words, let the emotion and the intensity of this actually speak. You wouldn't be saying, and suddenly there came from the sky. No, that would be wrong. Be the story. Okay, tell the story as if it were really your story. So, and then we have, and there's description of tongues as a fire came to parted and rested on each one of them. So we're going to separate each one of them, okay? And they were all stretched out, filled with the Holy Spirit. And then there's this amazing thing that happened. They began to speak in different tongues. Like there were 100 people that gathered outside. Like, how amazing would this be? As the Spirit enabled them to proclaim. All right, now then we've got this listing of all the places where the Jews or the Jewish converts are from, right? All right, so take your time practicing saying these with me. Parthians, Medes, and Elamites, inhabitants of Mesopotamia, Judea, and Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and the districts of Libya near Cyrene, as well as travelers from Rome, both Jews and converts to Judaism. Wait, we still got more to add to the list. Cretans and Arabs too. Cretans from Crete, okay? That's not trying to insult anybody. Yet we hear them speaking, and this is the most amazing part. Yet we hear them speaking in our own tongues of the mighty acts of God. So the last two lines are the most important message of all. Okay, so what's important here is that you have enthusiasm, okay? So let's see how this would sound. I know you've heard this before. You've been to Mass on Pentecost. So you be the one. Don't worry about those words when they come. Practice reading them aloud so that when they come, and you just take them at a time. Parthians, look at somebody. Medes, and look at somebody else. And Elamites, like these are, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 places that they come from. Okay, take your time. Take your time. This is Pentecost. It's the birthday of the church. Have fun, right? Have fun. All right, so a reading from the Acts of the Apostles. Wait, 1, 2, 3, and then start your reading. When the time for Pentecost was fulfilled, remember they were told to wait. They didn't know when it was going to be fulfilled. Now it obviously was. They were all in one place together. And suddenly there came from the sky a noise like a strong driving wind, and it filled the entire house in which they were. Then there appeared to them tongues as of fire, which parted and came to rest on each one of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in different tongues as the Spirit enabled them to proclaim. Do you hear my voice is so excited and amazed? Okay, let your voice be amazed, right? Now we're going to narrate just for a minute. Now, there were devout Jews from every nation under heaven staying in Jerusalem. At this sound, they gathered in a large crowd, but they were confused because each one heard them speaking in his own language. They were astounded, and in amazement they asked, "Are not all these people who are speaking Galileans?" So do you see my face is having confusion on it, right? Then how does each of us hear them in his native language? We are Parthians, Medes, and Elamites, inhabitants of Mesopotamia, Judea, and Cappadocia, Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, Egypt and the districts of Libya near Cyrene, as well as travelers from Rome, both Jews and converts to Judaism, Cretans and Arabs too. Yet we hear them speaking in our own tongues of the mighty acts of God. And then we wait 1, 2, 3, nice and strong, the word of the Lord. Okay, nothing to do but practice being excited. Tell the story of whatever happened outside your window that you witnessed, and that's what's happening here. This is a witness, okay? Whoa, something happened amazing. Yeah, all right, God bless.